people are fighting for FDI. What we are doing now in the EEC, we're trying to make sure that we are competitive by means of four main things that we are trying to do. So this L is also can be complicated, especially in the EEC, where we have to make sure that the electricity, the water supply is good enough, especially the green energy.
Are you concerned about existing investors in Thailand moving their supply chains to other countries in the region?
Some may go, but some will come.
Yeah. Hello, you're watching The Wave. I'm Frank Kanchi. Thailand is aiming to attract new investment to the country, and one significant policy in the zone is the Eastern Economic Corridor of Thailand, which has attained over 46 billion baht. And however, Thailand is also facing challenges as regional competition intensifies. Joining me now is Dr. Chula Sukmanop, the Secretary General of the Eastern Economic Office of Thailand, to give us insights on Thailand's strategies on how to maintain the position in the region. Thank you for your time. Dr. Chula, what are the strategies of EEC at this moment? And of course, I think so many investors, they want to see physical and digital infrastructure improvement right now.
The main strategy is to be competitive with other countries, because now people are fighting for FDI, foreign direct investment. What we are doing now in the EEC, we're trying to make sure that we are competitive by means of four main things that we are trying to do. The first one, we try to make sure that the land is good enough. The availability of land that we have should be able to accommodate the new targeted industries. The second L, because it's going to be 4L, the second L will be logistic, infrastructure, and utilities. As you mentioned, people come, if they decide to invest, they have to make sure that apart from the land itself, the infrastructure or utility is good enough for their investment. So this L is also can be complicated, especially in the EEC, where you have to make sure that the electricity, the water supply is good enough, especially the green energy right now, where most investors are trying to find a good location that, not apart, just only the land itself, but is there any green electricity available in that land? So that is the second L. The third one will be the labor force, where we try to make sure that we have enough skilled labor force for Thai people that can work with the incoming investors. The last one will be law and regulations, where we try to make sure that our law and regulation itself is good enough to bring people in and try to, they can start operation as soon as possible.
And you talk about 4L, very important angles there. I think, of course, right now you talk to some existing investor and potential investor too. You talk about 4L that you just mentioned. Which one is the most important angle or facade that investor they want to see to improve?
The L on logistics infrastructure and utilities. Yes, the first one. Now, as people now move towards more green, it's become like social responsibility of people, where we have to reduce the problem of climate change, those kind of things. So the investments right now, they try to gear towards the more green production. So with this, they have to make sure they can have a green industrial estate. They have a green energy supply. They have a recycled water, where they help to make sure that, okay, industry doesn't cause many problems to the local people, that kind of thing. So this L for logistics infrastructure and utility, plus the law regulation, where they want Thailand to be more transparent and some kind of ease of doing business, in order to get license or permits that is required by law to start the operation. They want us to have it on time and make sure that everything is transparent.
Do investors also demand on the improvement or acceleration of digital infrastructure?
Digital infrastructure is, for us now, we are quite good, especially in the EEC, where you're talking about like a high-end digital infrastructure. We are good enough. Most of the area is covered by 5G. So with that, it's good. I think I can say it is the best in the country for the digital infrastructure. What they are trying to get is the green energy, the renewable energy.
Right. So, of course, we talk about renewable energy or the capability to mitigate climate change at this moment, as in, of course, sometimes we see flooding in the country. So what about in EEC zone at this moment? What is the strategies and initiative to push for that?
So the first thing we're trying to get the green land, the green industrial estate, where investor can come in and they can get utilities more greener, like renewable energy. So we try to make sure that those who want to, because it's just like football ground where if you want to go to invest, you have to find a suitable land. So we can recommend this land is good. If you want to do the green energy, get the green energy, you have to have the green industrial estate. We can recommend them. Let's go to this place. It's almost everything that you want is there. So we're trying to make sure the private sector in Thailand can keep up with the demand of the industry at the moment. So because what the government tries to do is to open the market for the green energy. Right now, people can do like a direct PPA, do like a power purchasing agreement from those who generate the electricity. You can buy the green energy into your area of production, but there is some point that we have to create on the transmission line where people have to pay for the access. They use the transmission line into the industrial estate, that kind of thing. So there will be some kind of like implementation. We have the policy already, but the implementation of the policy, we need to iron out something to make sure that everything is realized.
And I understand that, of course, as what you said, the cooperation for the electricity, for the private sector. Of course, we see data center might come in very, very soon at EEC too. Any insight for the data center?
Yeah, because people are running around because data center is a different story where they need big supply of energy plus the water. So, and you may have heard that in the EEC, we also have, in a certain year, certain period, we might have a problem on the water supply. So, but now it's trying to manage because we're trying to recommend some location where this is good enough for doing the data center. So it could be in this year or next year, you can see like a cluster of data center in certain area in Chonburi or in Rayong.
But I think, of course, in Thailand, electricity supply is comparatively sufficient. But you talk about water supply here. Is there any pragmatic way to really supply?
We try to utilize the technology on recycled water. Now, recycled water, if you get the water that you can recycle it to have the same quality as the water supply that we use for the households. So with this, it's more and more, we use technology to make sure that we won't waste the water. And you are right, we have like the access of electricity in Thailand. That's why people want to do the data center here. But certain investors, they require green energy. So in that case, we still have to do some kind of transition. We can negotiate with them. They say, for the first 3 years, you have to make do with this existing, like I can say, normal, not so green right now, but in the next 3 years, there will be more and more green energy that can supply to that data center.
And talk to your point, of course, I think no matter is Thailand as a country and private sector as a company, they have to reach the net zero goal too. And I understand that, of course, right now on the policy side, there's quite a lot of initiative to push for the green energy now, but it's just about the implementation and the leadership.
Yeah, because the demand seems to be enormous and seems to be like a long-term demand. But now it's a matter of how we supply it in time.
Right. I think we have to go to the government side too. As what you said, no matter it's the green energy, the regional competition intensifying at this moment, what should the government do, or how would you recommend the government going forward? Because, of course, you talk to so many investors. They want to come to Thailand to invest, but what do they want to see from the government initiatives?
We have to be competitive.
Yeah.
That is the bottom line, because now we are facing many competitors, I can say that. Yeah. But I think it's normal where every country, the foreign direct investment is another source of income apart from export, apart from tourism. In Thailand, it's number 3 to get the money in is FDI. So we are competing all of our neighbors' country. But the thing is, some we can say that we are more favorable to the investor. Some we cannot. Let's say for the land price in Thailand is very, very more expensive. I can say more expensive than other countries. But we have the supply of electricity. This is one key thing. Our infrastructure is good. Okay, we might have some problem in terms of skilled labor in certain targeted industry, but in overall it's good. But I think to be competitive is about the law, regulation, and the administration, or the government administration. Sometimes we are too long to make things happen. I'm saying that once people decide to invest, they want to set up factory as soon as possible, because that's the way they spend their money and to get their revenue. So if the sooner we can let them start operation, the better, or the sooner again to get the revenue to the country. So with this, because we have many types of permits or licenses before they can start business. In EEC, we're trying to how I can say it, utilize. In the EEC, we have certain law allow us to issue license to investor, like investment related. We're trying to realize that, make things happen quickly, to make sure that we get the economic activities in Thailand rolling faster.
And as what you say, I think every moment counts for business sectors.
Exactly,
they really want to, if they decide to invest in Thailand, they would just want to see their factories.
True.
Or centers just established very soon.
Sometimes they just ask, how long can I get building permit? How long they can get a factory permit, that kind of thing.
But do you think that still takes time?
It's better.
It's better for now.
For now.
Yeah, but it can go faster.
Yeah. Because in EEC, we're trying to make sure this thing, because we want this, want the ball rolling. So with this, because once people come in EEC, they know that we can issue the permit for them, like a building permit or factory permit. They seem to be very happy. I think this is one of the key issues that they're coming to us.
Right, Dr. Chula. So of course we talk about the infrastructure, the policy in the country too. Now we have to talk about global uncertainties. Of course we see that U.S. tariff impacting not just Thailand and every country too. Of course, I think the EEC wouldn't be have the direct impact at this moment. But I think you talk to investors too. What's their concern? Because they see other countries in the region, they might have very fast-paced change in terms of policy. And what about EEC?
We have a certain hiccup, I can say, hiccup on the demand, where the investor is because the demand that they forecast a few years back is not the same right now. But I think it's a short-term happening. Yeah, because we still talk with certain investors in certain countries where they know that Thailand is still competitive. And with this, they feel that coming to Thailand is a long-term investment because they know the market. Those who are in U.S. market mainly may get affected on this policy change from the U.S. government. But those where their markets is not U.S. based or rely heavily on the U.S. market, then I can say they in the opposite where they try to speed up the investment. During this month or two, I visited many places in nearby country where the investors are, and they want to do it quickly now because now it's the time for the investment. Yeah, where they want to make sure because they believe that they get a better deal when they try to go to a country to get the investment place. Let's say with this coming to Thailand, coming to our neighbor country, they can talk with the investment promotion authorities better because people now they are more serious and to make sure that investors come to their countries.
Yeah. Are you concerned about existing investors in Thailand moving their supply chains to other countries in the region?
Some may go, but some will come. Yeah, I think the incoming will be more than the outgoing, and the incoming investment will be on higher end investment where we talk about energy, we talking about advanced manufacturing, we're talking about those who want to turn from production to service, doing like a solution for the lifestyle of the new generation. So we will get like investment for the future rather than the traditional investment on production based or on the labor incentive investments.
But amid this global uncertainties, I think this is a very rapid change of global supply chains, no matter from China or from the other countries. They might choose Thailand. Of course, we have a very good geographical location in the region, but they might go to other countries too. How do you see the trend now?
Because now people will try to invest on the location that best suits their long-term plan.
Yeah.
Coming to Thailand, some can serve local market and the market in the third countries. Yeah, some they just come to serve Thailand mainly. Some they just most of the case use Thailand as a production base and then export everything out from the country. So it's different. But the main thing, what I heard from investors, most of the case they feel that Thailand is more suitable to get the new recruits. Because in Thailand it's a place where people can come and work and play. They have life after work. Yeah. And this is very important for the investor because the new generation, their lifestyle are different from the people, let's say 10 years ago. With this new generation, they feel that Thailand can offer like a better life, not just only working, can bring their family here. Their family can have some kind of comfort, education, and live and come back to even work in Thailand in the long-term future. So I think this is the most important that we need to keep it. Yeah.
Right, and I think it's irreplaceable when comparing to other countries. I want you to emphasize again, actually, of course, because we talk about, for example, I have to name it in neighboring countries like Malaysia, Vietnam. They're also trying so hard to get FDI to their countries. How can EEC maintain Thailand's position in the region?
We have to focus on which industry that we want and even which investor that we want. What we are doing now, we select certain industry. This is the prime target that industry, and who is the leader on this one. Because with this leader coming to the market, you're talking about the whole supply chain of that coming to. So now people were coming to certain countries to invest. They are not coming on just only their own. They're trying to make sure that the supply chain is resilient, or they are good enough for the whole thing. They say once they decide to Thailand, they will come to talk to their partner. Let's go to Thailand, not just them, one of them. So this is actually we have to decide some kind of package to make sure that we get the supply chain. We get not just only one, but sets of investments in that particular industry.
Very quickly, what particular industry? Like, of course, we know EV, of course, maybe green supply chains too, or others.
The green supply chain is one of them, because they want, let's say, they're going to bring production, but this kind of product they need some suppliers. So they bring some supplier. Thailand has to try to make sure that we get the green energy for them. We get the whole green things for them. So with this, we work behind the scene quite a lot to make sure that Thai people can get something out of it.
I think last question very quickly. I talked to many Thai business leaders too. They also suggest that actually EEC should include Bajinburi inside too. Of course, you also agree with it. What's your sense about the progress right now?
We are doing public participation activities right now to make try to make people understand why Bajinburi, and what is the impact that people in Bajinburi is going to have from becoming EEC. Because with the EEC, you're talking about the land use of the province. You're talking about whereabouts is the industry has to be there, where people can spend their life. So it's a big thing that we want the people to know that we come, why we come, what is going to happen. Because when we decide to take Bajinburi as the fourth province of EEC, there will be some support, there will be some objection, but it's a matter how we disseminate the information for people to decide. We have been doing public participation activity for a few months' time, but we still have to do it again. On the timeline, we're trying to get the let's say the summary of what we are doing in September.
Right.
And after that, there will be some legal thing that we have to do, because they're going to have a royal decree in order to expand the area.
But good direction right now.
So far it's more positive.
Right. Okay. I think thank you for your time, and you talk about so many strategies, 4 L's that we have to talk about. And of course, we will see if Bajinburi will come to become the EEC very soon.
Okay.
Right. Dr. Chula Sukmanop, the Secretary General of the Eastern Economic Office of Thailand. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. More news to come.